Welcome to the NXT Podcast, your home for weekly NXT reviews and insight.
The beautiful part of NXT is that when one dream ends, another dream begins.
Find all of your NXT news, recaps, and analysis right here. So with that being said, we only have one question for you.
Are you ready?
We thought so. Let's get the show started right now.
All right, everyone. This is Memphis Mark coming to you from Mullet Manor, and it's 6-6 NXT review. We're going to start off a little different tonight. You got the free agent. That's right. Baron Corbin shows up, and he walks in the side door like he owns the place, you know, kind of throwing down, and he walks up to the first producer he sees and says, hit my music. And so which after they hit his music, I'll have to say I think needs to be changed, but that's a story for another day. But yeah, he goes into the ring and he pretty much says, hey, look, I'm an OG up in here. Me and the other guys and gals, we built NXT. We built the house. And these kids nowadays, they don't appreciate it. They're weak. They're soft. He even says mellow. He says mellows. Stuff don't stink. That's what he says. That's Baron Corbin's words, not mine. But then you have Dragunov. You have Dragunov that comes out, and man, oh man, I like me some Dragunov. Don't get me wrong. But when they stand up next to each other, there is definite size difference there. But anybody that can pull it off, it's gonna be Dragunov. And he comes out and introduces himself. Of course, he's a polite gentleman, and tells Baron that he's not soft, and he challenges him, and Baron comes out and says he admits that he's a line jumper, but he says that he's just that doggone good. So, good little interesting, now Dragunov does show his bruise, which, like on his kidney there, and is on his side area. So anyway, good little promo, and what it's going to lead to is going to be a pretty good match. So Dragunov is set to take on Baron a little later in the show. So yeah, we're all getting ready. Oh, wait a minute. I'm getting some news from the. Oh, okay. Well, it seems that Baron Corbin is not going to be facing Dragunov, because Dragunov was taken out by Braun Breaker. I'm not doing that voice. I just felt like saying it like it. But anyway, Braun apparently attacks Dragunov. And takes him out, says that you're soft. So that is setting up, of course, a match for no one oh, wait a minute. Oh, we have Trick Williams jumps Baron from behind and does a decent little job of it and knocks him out of the ring. And yeah. Okay, but there's going to be a match later on, a Baron versus Trick. So we'll get to see Trick's development. But then you got a really weird little promo with Thea. Eventually Duke, Dempsey, Charlie Dempsey sticks his head out. They've been in the dojo, I guess, there and training. And anyway, it's a strange little thing. So you've got Schism coming out. It's Ava and Dyad versus the Creed brothers and Ivy Nile. Now, I gotta say, on this match, the match is pretty good. Now, up to now, this is the best thing going that's gone on in this show. And Schism is, Dyad is good. Ava You know, Dyad's good, and the Creed brothers and Ivy now is really coming on, you know, and they're talking about the Creed brothers doing all these strength TikTok videos there. So, hey, they're getting over in social media. Might be good on the next level. But, man, during this match, you know the Creed brothers are going to be throwing them around like rag dolls and tearing them up. But Schism has to be precise and take them down, and that's what they do in this match. Look, Dyad has freaking been amazing. Now, they tag Ivy now in, and every time they do, Ava comes in, has that smile, and gets out of the ring. And then she gets a cheap shot on her, and they never let Ivy really get a chance at her. You know, I hope they're not bringing her. Anyway, yeah. So, but I mean, look, as far as the Creed brothers, man, they're doing some standing drop kicks. They do their suplex deal where like they tag in and out with the guy, you know, and that's cool, but you don't want to do it every week. But in this one, hey, Ivy now actually suplexes Brutus. So, you know, they don't want to do too many overhead tosses. It just is what it is, you know, and the Creed brothers are pushing each other out of the way, taking the battle, you know, taking wounds during the battle for their brothers. But, this is a bad ending to a good match. Because the match was pretty good until Ava gets involved. She's kind of slow. Her moves are off timing very bad. And then so they just decide to give her the mask, just headbutt her. And that's what they do, and Ava wins. Yeah, okay. But a good match up until, you know, the last couple minutes. But then they got Stax visiting Tony D. You know, and Stax is, you know, going, you know, who's the rat? You know, I want to find out, is it this guy? Is it that guy? Is it this? Is it bada boom, bada bing? No, Tony says, go with your emotions. It's the Gallus brothers. So we're setting that up. We are setting that up. But apparently Kim Kardashian is going to help Tony D. So that's a later date and time there. And then they do a little Blair Davenport, a little promo with her, which pretty good. They're building her up slowly. But they got Von Wagner and Mr. Stone. And, you know, they can't get him a therapist. He just can't get along with anybody. So they finally end up with a therapist. They think it's going to work. And then the first person that comes out he sees is crying. It's Fabio. If you don't know who Fabio is, it's like Pretty Deadly on steroids. But this guy comes out without his white horse, and he's crying. And Von's like, I'm out of here, man. I'm not going to end up out of there. And this may sound bad, but this young lady comes out of there that, you know, if I was a young, a lot younger, but anyway, no, I'm too old. But anyway, but for Von's a young man, and he sees this beautiful young lady, and he decides he's going to take a chance with this therapy. Amazing how that works. And I love it when he says, hey, Mr. Stone, you stay here. I got this. So, you know, that promo was pretty good. Blair's is pretty good. Stax and Tony, you know, hey, you know, there's only so much you can do there. But they do have, which I guess what you would call a squash match, a smash match. They got Danny Palmer, you know, the rookie, going against Blair Davenport, and Miss Davenport decides to put she opens up about 3/4 of a can of, well, maybe about half a can of we'll say butt whooping. Just because hopefully I'm on early. So in case anybody youngs, that's a whole nother show there. But yeah, ends up being like a squash match. Blair does show her repertoire as far as offensive moves. Not bad. And then the next thing they got the over-the-top battle royal for the next contender for the women's championship, the NXT Women's Championship. And who shows up but Dana Brooke? Because she ain't getting no airtime on them other shows. So she shows up over here looking very good, and she enters the match. All right. Then after that, you've got a little promo with Tiffany Stratton, and she pretty much kind of comes out and says that Val Killia May is, she pushed her, and that was her prediction. So, kind of interesting. And then after that, they've got the Baron Corbin Trick Williams throwdown. And look, Baron is Baron's a pretty tough guy. And a big guy too. Now Trick comes out, he looks the part. And the crowd's going, whoop that Trick. I'm very, very, very familiar with that here in Memphis. And, and Trick sells pretty good, but he needs to work on his offense. And you could tell that Baron was calling the match and trying to help him. And Baron goes after his back and kind of does some moves, but Trick has got to get better on his offense, and he's working on it. He has gotten better every time I've seen him. So progression is a sign of, intelligence and the chance that it ain't luck. He's building his future. So congratulations there. But, good match, but the downturn comes when, Baron goes after his knee, and then, it was kind of an odd ending because Trick goes to make an offensive move and his knee goes out, and which Baron does, old school on his butt, and goes directly for the knee and takes him in a single leg crab. So, hey, okay match, man, but like Trick does those weak covers when he has his chance, but, it was kind of an odd ending. Trick's knee goes out, which is going to, of course, set up the deep six by Baron, and he wins the match, so I could see something coming out of this, but Trick is working. He's getting there. Like with his buddy Mello, that man is there. But Trick's getting there, and sometimes it's harder for the bigger guys because it's hard for you to throw punches and then say in the third punch, the guy actually, you hit him a little too hard, and then you're trying to lighten up on the fourth and still make it look good. So, and then they go to the hard hitting truth. A little news or some type of show with Nathan Frazier. And look, man, I got to say, Nathan Frazier is pretty doggone good at this. He was precise. It was okay. He goes into Noam Dar and, of course, having to talk about his posse, his clique, his crew. They come up with like 5 names for the group. They're giving a push to him, but then they bring in the foreign correspondent, which just so happens to be Dragon Lee. And Dragon Lee comes in and adds to the show. Hey, look, man, good little spot. I personally thought. So, we'll see how it goes. You never can tell. But after that, you got Mustafa Ali cutting a little promo with Wesley, and Wesley, of course, is going to do that Salvation Army bellkeeper thing on Christmas and say, hey, you can just have a match. And Ali says, no, I want to earn it. So, and his first match is with Joe Gacy. So he will earn it because Gacy is old school, and he knows how to sell. He's good at his offense. Even has a move after Mr. Ali is doing some great moves. He's good. He's just really good. He's got the look. He's just, if he was 4 inches taller, he would be one of the hottest things going. But he goes to do an over-the-top rope move. Gacy gives him a little push, knocks him down, gets a chance, and then he works him over. Now, Gacy works him over like a, man, with those tights and everything, he reminds me of like a young Stan Hansen, a young Ric Flair, peroxide hair, a young Dusty. I mean, he was going into it, but eventually, it just, you can tell Mr. Ali is training. He's working. Dyad comes out, and then of course Wesley and Tyler Bate come out, and Gracie gets hit by the kick. I can go back and forth on all this stuff. It's a pretty good match, man. Pretty doggone good match. Look, I like Gacy's matches. I like them, and Ali is a professional, man, and he did a great job tonight. So I say go back and watch this thing. I really do. I like the aggressiveness of Gacy. I like the precise and the great moves of Mustafa Ali. So, hey, go back and watch this one, man. But after that, you got Briggs and Jensen and Fallon. And they're bringing a little comedy in, which, hey, I'm all right with. And, and it's, Fallon getting ready for the ladies' battle royal, of course, and Anofi and Blade show up, and they're like, y'all can't be this tight, so they start trying to ask some questions. Of course, they answer them, and then Hank and Tank show up, and they know the answers. I think Tank may be a what did he say? What's the girl that just swallowed a bug? What's it? Swifter. He's a Taylor person there, or group, whatever. But yeah, everything was good, little promo, and then Gallus is going to show up after Briggs and Jensen do at least invite Anofi and Blade for a couple beers, but they're like, no, But then Gallus comes out, and I love it. They're like, we don't play games, and then. Was it Mark Coffey or Joke? I can't remember which one, but he looks at Anofi and was like, nice body. You're like, you look the part. So, good little spot there, I thought. Now they're getting ready to go into an Eddie Thorpe, Damon Kemp match. I mean, before they go into that, though, they do a little promo with Noam Dar and his posse, his crew, his gang, and he's doing the hype, hyping up everybody, and then apparently he has named it Metaphor. So that is the Heritage Cup Champions new posse group. Gang, I don't know anymore, man. But Eddie Thorpe and Damon Kemp come in, and Damon Kemp's like a Division I athlete from the University of Minnesota, just a really badass. And Eddie Thorpe is freaking good. I mean, he's not all right or not. He's good, man. And look, even his entrance music, I could see him up in the big leagues, man, doing that long tribal dance with kind of a techno feel I mean, it's kind of cool. I kind of like it, but he's impressive. He's solid. He's just everything you want. And look, Damon's a good heel. He's a good heel. And, but there again, you get back to some of the real shooters, some of the real tough guys. It's hard for them to learn how to not hurt the other person. And Damon Kemp kind of in this show shows it a few times. Very, very weak cover, but he's pulling the angle that he's being cheated each week. So in that angle, he has one kick-out attempt at a 2 count with his foot over the rope. So you got to end the match in controversy. But they ended in controversy with the pin happening by Mr. Thorpe, but there was a foot on the rope. Go back and look. Foot on the rope. Not classic, but good. So yes, he gets to holler. Mr. Kemp does. I got screwed. So, good little spot, but we're getting ready for the over-the-top rope women's battle royal. And so to start this out, they thought it would be good to put Gigi on the phone with her little brother, talking to me. It's just, I don't know. It's always, it was so terrible. I mean, and I understand there's a lot of people that had it rough growing up. So yeah, I can make that comment. But anyway, they're really trying to go after that angle. Anyway, Kiana James shows up and she's like, wah, wah, wah. So, so they're getting ready, they're setting that up, but out of nowhere, Daba Kato, he just walks through and it's like the end of the interview. It's 350-pound man walks through. They all just like, we'll go over here. But it is setting up the match, the dream match, the match that you all want to see. Daba Kato versus Reg Scripps. Yeah, Scripps. All right, so you've got Mr. Kato out there, monster guy. They're going to do something with him. He's going to be okay. He sells good. He's got a kick. He even brought back the old bear hug. I mean, the freaking bear hug. I loved it. He made it look good, I mean, he was selling. I mean, hey, he was selling. Now, our Scripps. I'm sorry, I choked myself up on that one. But old R Scripps there, they're rebranding him. So they're doing, and look, he's got a great ring entrance, man, where he just runs down and jumps into the ring. And like with Miss Stratton, I said a while back when she won her belt, she's a wrestler that used to be a gymnast. Well, right now, Reggie's a gymnast trying to be a wrestler. And he's getting better, and they're working with him. But they ruined him on the front end so bad. And if you can only jump, you can only take that so far. Because in wrestling, you're gonna get hit. And you got to be able to take it, and you got to be able to deliver it. And Daba, it does good. They're gonna they bring an Axiom out, all right, and it's like a pinball game. They got Kato running over here, running over there. Axiom showing up. Scripps rolls out. In the end and out. Axiom is fantastic, and apparently they think a lot of our script because they're bringing him into this soap opera. So, but there's some moves, a missed move. Of course, how it works. Kato gets bumped upside the head. He goes into the turnbuckle, and I hate to even say this. Reggie rolls him up. Our script rolls him up. A bad ending, it could have been an okay match, but the way they ended, just bad. Of course, Kato whoops the crap out of him afterwards. So, just bad ending, bad NXT, bad. So they do I'm sorry, I had to reach down and pet my dog and let them know that they weren't BAD. But they do a little spot with Gacy and Ava. I'm sorry. That's how important she has been in this show. But Mr. Gacy he's a little ticked off. He feels like that, Dads won their 6-man or their mixed tag or three, whatever it was. They won, they're and Gacy is lost, and he lost his last match. So he needs to reflect and kind of get himself together there. But Ava talks, and they're setting up a 6-man tag with it's just every time Ava talks, it's just awkward. And I'm hoping the young lady gets it all together. I just don't want them to push her and throw her into a spot that she's not ready for, because that can ruin them too. So, but anyway, we've got the over the top rope women's NXT #1 contender battle royal. Woo, that's a mouthful. And hey, Valkyria is the first promo they do, and then let me see, who is it? Cora Jade, and then Roxanne, and then they do a little spot with Dana Brooke. And what I mean by they show them getting into the ring. Now, when they show, I think it is, Dana Brooke, the last participant that is introduced, the ring's full. But you see some stars that and then you have your little faction of, and it doesn't matter if you're a lady or a man, you have your jabroni factor. And those are just people taking up space so somebody can look good as they toss them out of the ring. And, so let me see, who is J.C. Jane throws the first jabroni, and then Cora Jade throws a second. In this match, though, during this match, Lash Legend does get to press Thea Hale over her head and slam her in some stairs. Looked pretty good. That's just one move, though. I don't know. All right, look, if in the old days, if there was a over-the-top rope battle royal, everybody knew that if you went over the top rope that, you lost. I'm not sure if these guys really understood the rules. A lot of strange variables in this. Just really it goes back to me. I have to go just a little odd. All right, well, what it comes down to is what we think we have is a Valen Henry. We've got Dana Brooke and Cora Jade. So Valen gets knocked out. Dana almost does. Cora's trying to get her out. And out of nowhere comes Thea Hale. So now she's back in the middle of this, looking like the Ultimate Warrior. It's back and forth. And I got to say, a little different, if you got time, the Ultimate Warrior little funny thing was kind of hilarious, but she got Chase University out of their seats. They're going crazy. Cora and Dana are tied up on the ropes, and Thea helps them over, and that is the end of the battle royal. So who's going to win it? It's going to be Thea Hale is the #1 contender. Yes, I said that. I said she is the #1 contender. So, wow. Okay. They gave me a little twist tonight. I did not see that coming. So, yes. One of the youngest female wrestlers in our business is got a chance at Tiffany Stratton coming up. So, wow. Okay, guys. Look, I'm going to end this because I'm truly stunned. And going to go back and rewatch this just to see exactly what I missed here. But, yeah, that is the end. And you know how I do it every week. If you can rescue, please do. And, of course, spay and neuter, because this is Memphis Mark, and I'm out.
Thanks for listening to the WWE Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast app so you don't miss a show, or head to WWEpodcast.com. And for all of these shows ad-free, head over to patreon.com/WWE podcast. Until then, we'll see you next time.